Alright guys, welcome to another new tutorial, and this time we are going to create a beanie with Blender 2.8. So dropping new tutorials is what I'll be doing on my channel, so go ahead and subscribe if you haven't, and I hope you enjoy this tutorial. So this time we are creating a beanie with Blender 2.8, and this will be part 1, which will be the modeling part. Alright, so let's get started. Firstly, you can go on and download this base mesh, which the link is given at the description and is given to you guys for free. So go ahead and download it, and let's continue from there. Alright, so it's actually a Blender file, so you just open the Blender file and you see the camera setup and the base mesh setup for you guys. Let's continue. So we are going to add a UV sphere, and we are going to use this UV sphere to model this head. And thankfully this UV sphere is already having a UV map, so it's going to be easy for us to put our textures on it. Alright, so that's the main idea. I went for a UV sphere because of the UV map is giving us. So I'm scaling it down to fit the size I want, then I will rotate it to the angle I want it to be. Alright, so we are not going to do any close simulation. We are going to use modifiers to get this beanie around the head. We are just going to use a simple trick to achieve that. So first we go to the edit mode and select some faces, then add it to a group. So this group is the side we are going to use to wrap it around the head. Okay, so we are going to add a shrink wrap modifier, then we will assign it to the model, then assign the group to 8, then tweak the offset to get the look we want. So you can see the UV sphere, the part we gave it a group, is taking shape of the head, which is a very nice way to work quickly. And we are going to model the fold with its own edges or faces, so that we end up maintaining the UV. Because if we delete it and extrude from this mesh, the UVs will be destroyed, and it won't work for the materials we are going for. So it's better to use its own faces and edges to model the fold. Alright, so don't delete it, just move it around to model the fold. And also there is a link for the startup file in the description, so you can go ahead and download if you haven't. Alright, so we are trying to create the fold. Alright, looking good, we are getting there. So I will keep checking to see whether everything is looking fine. So this video is actually a live section of me modeling the whole thing, so there is no cuts. Everything, you guys are going to see everything and see the challenges I went through and how I was able to solve them. Alright, so still modeling the fold. It's a bit tricky, so I really took my time to get it done. Alright, so I've added the solidify modifier to get the boldness of the model or the thickness, so that I will know how to place the fold on top of each other. So some faces will be snapping if you still have your shrink wrap modifier on, because they are still taking the shape of the model, which is the base head. Alright, so still trying to get the fold at the right position. So I then try to apply the shrink wrap modifier, because now we are good with the shape it gave us, so we are continuing to define it to the way we want it. Alright, so we are back to sculpt mode to smooth the faces, and because this mesh is not having a lot of subdivision, it will be easy for us to smooth it and remove all the sharp edges. And remember to get a reference when doing this, because it will also help you to understand what I'm really doing, or for you to understand what you really want. So you can go ahead and get a reference of any beanie you want. Alright, so I've added a subsurface modifier to make it more smooth for better understanding of the shapes of the beanie. You can see I've even deleted the solidify modifier, so I was just using that to understand the model. So later on I will add it in, but not now. So for now I've deleted it, and I'm using the subsurface modifier now to better understand the model. So the trick here is understanding the model and knowing the place you have to push or pull. Alright, so we are trying to get it to interact with the ear. So again, I'm using a reference in modeling this, so it's better you get one so that you fully understand what I'm doing, or you know what you are doing. So still trying to get the fold right. Alright, so we are back on sculpt mode and we are fixing some faces with the grab brush. So I just added the solidify modifier, and this time I won't be deleting it because this is the time I really need it. Alright, so looking good, and you should be careful about the values you choose. Checking the model to see whether everything is looking fine. So far so good. Alright, so back into edit mode. Alright, so we just added another sphere. So we will be using this to generate the hair. So again, back to sculpt mode, and we are using the grab brush to do this. So we are trying to get the bend we normally see when someone is wearing a beanie. I'm trying to get it at the right place. Alright, so I'm back on edit mode, and you can see there are some stretches based on the grab we did on the object. So I'm about to fix it so that we don't get any stretches on the textures. Alright, so far so good. So I'm going to I think I'm going to add the hair now. So switch from emitter to hair. So I'm choosing the values I think it will look good on this Beanie. So you can go ahead and choose any values you want, but it shouldn't be something which will look off. So I just noticed some new settings in the particle system, so I was just testing them to see the effects they will give me. So I'm using Blender 2.8 for this tutorial, 2.81 to be precise. So there are new settings, and I just thought of testing them to see the effects they will end up giving me. So far, this is the results I'm getting. Alright. And also this should look a little bit fluffy, so you should go for a very small values. Bigger values will make it look a little bit different from the look you are going for. Alright, so we are done for this first part, which is part 1, and we'll meet in the part 2 of this tutorial. So remember to subscribe, remember to like, and hopefully we are going to meet in the part 2 of this video. So you can support me by just subscribing and liking and sharing my videos to motivate me to do more videos for you guys. So go ahead and subscribe, go ahead and like, go ahead and share, and we are going to meet in the part 2 of this tutorial. Thanks for watching, and meet you. Alright.